Happy to be joined by Clay Helton, head coach, USC. Coach, thank you for making time. And we just heard the numbers from Ryan McGee on the Pac-12 and the conference's playoff chances. How would you characterize the Pac-12 conference as a whole?
Well, I'm proud to be a part of it, Matt, to be honest with you. I love the new leadership that George Kliavkoff that has brought to the table and his vision. And just like you just saw, 5 top 25 teams headed into the season. I look from the strength of this conference from top to bottom and the competitiveness of this conference, having been in the league for the last 12 years. It's a conference that is filled with terrific football players. You just showed 2 of them with Kayvon Thibodeau and Kedon Slovis, but we're packed this year with several talented players and the opportunity to win some big games, big non-conference games that can really bolster the strengths of this conference, just like you showed with Notre Dame, our game versus Notre Dame, as well as Oregon's game versus Ohio State. Now we got to go do our job, kind of like we did last year, is run the opportunity to run the table in the regular season, and now go win that Pac-12 title, and that opens doors to the college football playoff.
Yeah, you'd mentioned Kedon Slovis, your quarterback, is getting a lot of preseason attention. Carson Palmer has, Mark Sanchez, Matt Leinart, Matt Barkley. That's the glamour position at USC. What makes him the guy to follow that historic quarterback lineage?
Well, I know one thing. He has the intangibles that every quarterback needs. He's a leader. He's the same guy every day, and he's ultra talented. His decision making, his timing to get the ball out, his accuracy, and then just his ability to produce when the lights are the brightest. I think about last season and us being in some close games in that regular season play, and him showing up at the end of games, whether it was the Arizona State game, the UCLA game, just making huge plays for us at that position. And that's what you want for a quarterback. And, going into his 3rd season and having this opportunity to lead this very talented team, I think he puts us in a great place to do some amazing things on this journey in 2021.
You mentioned Kayvon Thibodeau in that package. He gets a lot of the national attention at Oregon. But where does your guy, Drake Jackson, belong in this conversation?
I can't wait for people to see him. I think he's in line to be able to be a part of a really dynamic front when you talk about a Drake Jackson, a Nick Figueroa, a Thule, even adding a Corey Foreman. He's one that just causes havoc. We watched that last year in our 5-game regular season, and looking forward to what he does this year. I know right now it's hard blocking him in training camp each and every day. I've got some young quarterbacks that are going from high school to college, and they're like, holy crud, there's Drake Jackson on one side, Corey Foreman on the other. This isn't a nice day.
USC is one of those programs. You talked about the talent you get. With that talent, you're one of those premier programs that could benefit nicely from name, image, and likeness. What have you noticed in the early stages of this new world we're embarking on in college football?
Yeah, it's exciting for our players, and I've been so thankful to our university being proactive rather than reactive. This is something that has gone on at our university for the last several years. I think about Juju Smith-Schuster and Michael Pittman, how they use the city of Los Angeles as well as USC being a part of this dynamic school to really bolster their platform and their brand. And now, with the ability of name, image, and likeness coming into play, it gives the opportunity for our players to have several opportunities. I think the city of Los Angeles, being the #1 college media market in the country, #2 overall media market, you're tied to USC, and those opportunities to be able to build a brand, to have those opportunities to show yourself as a person, as a player, is the reason people come to SC. So I think it is a tremendous advantage for USC in the future, and I'm thankful for our university, how they've provided the support of content, how they've provided education to our kids on how to select the right opportunities, and our kids just keeping on creating that first-class perception of themselves as they move through this name, image, and likeness world.
Yeah, it is a new world. I think all of us who cover the sport are anxious to see how it continues to grow. And finally, Coach, we came across this insane video on the USC football Twitter page of freshman tight end Michael Trigg. First of all, how old is this human, and how is he able to accomplish this catch and what he did in practice? Walk us through this.
Well, I don't know if he's human. I've been calling him a creature for the last week. He's really a talented freshman that comes from us from Tampa, Florida. Came all the way out here to USC, and really has had a nice sense of urgency of wanting to get on the field. As you could see, we actually showed this clip in team meeting the other day, and the amount of opportunities he made to create extra yards against some other freshmen he was going against. So it was a tremendous learning lesson for our young people about, hey, you better use your fundamentals of tackling because there are creatures like this all over the place in college football.
That is frightening. He is a freshman. Just all the things the Pac-12 can look forward to the next few years. USC opens September 4th against San Jose State. Coach, we know you're busy. Thank you so much for hopping on SportsCenter this afternoon.
Matt, really appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.